the Bakerloo, Circle and District line.
I stepped in a puddle that went up to my ankle. So now both my socks and shoes are soaked. Okay, the vibes are like gardeny, exploring different shops, bookstores, okay? So this is option 1. Souvenir bag. A night out on the town in London. And then, oh my god, that almost fell in the toilet. Wow. Hey, hi, hello friends. Welcome to part 2 of our solo London adventure. I feel like to start off this video, I have to be honest. My social battery is at a negative, so I'm feeling a little bit brain dead. So I do apologize if I don't make a lot of sense right now, but it's been a crazy week. So if you didn't see my first video, I'm in London in the first place for a work trip. I got in Sunday, it is now Friday, but between Monday and Friday, we've had so many meetings, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in-person meeting with clients, going into their office, hosting little happy hours. Like, it's been amazing and wonderful and very productive, but I'm so tired. I really am a social person. Like, being social fills up my cup. It makes me feel good. I like talking to people, but like when you're being social for work, it's just like another layer to it that you just like feel like you're kind of always on. You're always kind of like watching what you say to an extent. So it's been a lot. My last meeting for the week was earlier today at lunch, and I could literally feel myself at the table like powering down mid-conversation. And I was like, Skylar, get it together. It was just, I was done. Anyways, that was the past. And I have been waiting all week. I was trying not to wish away the week. Like, I really was trying to live every day in the moment and like savor everything. But this whole week, I really haven't had a chance to like do anything on my own. And it's been a lot of like rushing around. Like, I've gone a lot of places in the city, but it's been to like one restaurant and then we've come back to the hotel. Like, I haven't really explored, seen the sights, like all of that fun stuff. And so that's on the agenda for the next 2 days. I'm here till Monday. It's currently 5:30 on a Friday. 2.5-ish days to just like chill and like do whatever I want to do, and I'm excited to take you with me. So we do have one plan for tonight, and I'm actually so excited about this. I like booked this on a whim, but I booked a ticket to a play. I love a play. I'm like a fine arts gal, and there's an Agatha Christie play that's like taking place in a courtroom. Like the theater is a courtroom. The play is like happening around you, and I heard it's very interactive, and so I'm excited for that. And I love a murder mystery. I have that tonight at 7:30, and I was just gonna like go a little bit early, grab a drink, and grab some dinner at a bar by myself. That's another thing. This whole weekend, I'm gonna be solo. My boss leaves tomorrow morning, and I'm probably not gonna see him tonight. And so it's literally just me and you taking on London together, okay? Trying to make the most. And I'm very excited about it. I do have a tentative itinerary for the next couple of days, but we can talk about that later. For now, I need to get going. I'm gonna stop yapping. This is my little outfit. I'm reusing a couple of the stuff I wore for some work dinners. Little pleated skirt, have a little body suit under it. This Target, sweater where this button broke off, and it pisses me off so bad, but I feel like when I wear it like this or when I wear it open, you can't tell. So we're wearing that because I feel like London weather has been really good. It's hotter in the day, but then at night it does get chilly. So I feel like layers has been the key. And then just these little boots from Amazon. So yeah, this is our fit for a night out on the town in London. The app that I've been using to get around is called TfL Go, and it is so nice. The public transportation in general here is amazing, but this app is so good. You basically just put in your current location and then where you want to go, and then it gives you a few options of how to get there. If you want to walk, if you want to cycle. I always click the tube, and that's typically what will get you there first. Once you click on it, it'll tell you the exact stations, exactly where you need to get off. Once you get off at your final stop, it'll tell you like the exact route you need to walk to get to your final destination. So it's a really cool app. I recommend if you're coming here. You can also buy an Oyster card, and this gets you unlimited access on the tubes for 7 days, I believe. And this was like £80, which is so worth it because it's about, I believe, $20 for a day pass for the tube. So I definitely recommend this if you're here for like longer than 4 days. Morning. Hello. I fear that my luck has run out because I've been here for 6 days, and this is the first day that it started to rain, and it'll be raining, looks like, pretty much off and on all day. I'm getting the full English experience having to go explore and sightsee in the rain. I feel like that's just that's just what happens here. So it's all good, but the first thing I have to do today is to go get an umbrella. First thing I have to do is get a coffee and then an umbrella. I went to the play last night, which we'll get there in a second, but like the second the play ended, I feel like a wave of exhaustion like came over me, and I was like, I need to lay down right now. And then I still like a 35 commute home, and so I was just like, I gotta get home. The second I got home, I passed out. I think just after the week of work and kind of being go, like high adrenaline, all of that, it just like hit me on yesterday, that it was like over. And I slept so good last night. It was like really honestly the first good night of sleep that I've had, because yeah, we just had such a like stringent schedule. I didn't realize how tired I was until last night. But the play, let's talk about that, and then we can talk about today. The play last night was so good, you guys. It was so good. It was classic murder mystery. I mean, it's Agatha Christie. It's a classic whodunit. She's like the queen of those. And I thought it was amazing. It was like the coolest venue I've seen a play in, because it was in a legit courthouse. It was right by the London Eye, so it was just like a cool area to walk towards. When I got off I didn't realize how close it was to the London Eye. And so when I got off the subway, I just like started to walk towards where my map was telling me to walk, and I just looked up and there's just like the biggest Ferris wheel I've ever seen. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And then I think I saw Westminster Abbey. I think that's what I saw. I'm not sure, but like it was just crazy. I wasn't expecting to like have such a scenic route there. But I just like grabbed a little pizza, wine right before the show, because I ended up having to work yesterday a little bit after we chatted, and so I left a little late, so I didn't get to like pick a good restaurant and stuff. I just kind of like went with what was convenient close by. But yeah, the venue itself, they just used the entire like building. They used the audience seats, they used the aisleway, they used like the what do you call it? The balcony. Oh my God, Skylar, wake up, girl. It was just so well done. Acting was incredible. I mean, these are like trained professional actors. Like obviously the acting was gonna be incredible, but I gotta say the ending took me by surprise. And so it was just like a really cool experience. Yeah, came right back after the play though, passed out. And now it's, I don't know, I think it's almost 9, which is a later start than I wanted to get, but it's gonna be worth it to have a later start to the day to like just feel more energized through the day, because I do feel like this is the first morning I'm waking up feeling like, oh, I feel kind of refreshed, which is really nice. So here's the plan for today. Multiple of my clients that live here have like advised me on the spots I could miss, the spots I should definitely prioritize, and then like the route to kind of do everything the most efficient way. And so the one appointment or reservation that I have today is an afternoon tea time, and this is at Sketch, the gallery, which was recommended to me by a friend back home. And so that is my one appointment. It's at 4 p.m. And so the way that I've mapped out my day, like it gets me to that location around that time. So starting out, I'm in Islington, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I'm staying in Islington, which I've been calling Islington. Until my client was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, Islington. They're like, I think you mean Islington. And I was like, oh my God, I've been saying that wrong this whole time. Islington, which is more of like a neighborhood, I don't know, it's kind of like on the outskirts of London. It's very just like artsy and like, just like a chill, relaxed vibe, which I actually loved. I love that we're staying here. It is like definitely more laid back. Like I feel like you get off at some stops like in London, like where all of the action is, and it's just like go, 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 go. Here, everybody's just kind of like more chill. Like it's not as crowded on the streets. Like everybody's doesn't seem like they're in as much of a rush. Kind of reminds me of Brooklyn in New York, if that gives you any example. So, okay, this is like my sightseeing day, which is unfortunate because it's raining. So I was really hoping this would be like the one day it's not raining, but that's okay. But I'm gonna do a little South Bank walk, lunch at Borough Market, which I have been to Borough Market twice now. I had a couple of client lunches there, but I wanna try the strawberries and chocolate. And there's like a couple of other little like pastry and snack items that I wanna try at Borough Market that I feel like are very popular. So I'll do like a little review of Borough Market goodies. It's like the most insane food hall market thing I've ever seen. Like it was very overwhelming, but the food options there were insane. So I'm very excited to go back. I'll do Tower Bridge, Tower of London. That'll get me on the way to Westminster Royal Walk, which is like the Big Ben, the Parliament, Westminster Abbey, all of that. Buckingham Palace, of course. And then right around there is where my afternoon tea spot is. And then we'll see what we get into after that. But that's kind of like loose itinerary of today. I need to stop yapping. I'm gonna go walk locally to get a pastry, a coffee, umbrella, or a raincoat. And then we'll come back and get more ready for the day and then like start the adventure. I just want to get fully ready right now. I just need some caffeine. Okay, we're back and we're running late. I tried to go to a couple places to find shoes, like sneakers, tennis shoes. I brought this pair of Adidas, which I do quite like, but I believe they are at least a half size too big. And so I wore them flying here on the airplane and my feet were kind of rubbing. But unfortunately I didn't find any shoes and I went to 3 different places. So we're just gonna have to wear these and I'm gonna hope for the best today. I also have my Vejas, but they're so ugly. I just feel like they're too dirty and I don't know. So, oh well, but that took like an extra hour, so we're getting ready a little bit late. Also, I realized something on this trip and I don't know if it's unfortunate. I mean, I guess it's unfortunate. I look uglier with foundation on. And that's not me being mean to myself, it's just quite literally a fact. And I think I've known this for a while because I have not liked my makeup for a while. And I think it's because the foundation, either the foundation I'm using or just foundation in general, like medium to full coverage foundation, I just don't like how I look. It makes me look older. It like settles into my face and I just don't like it. It makes my skin look dry. So on this trip, I randomly put together this combo and I've been loving it as a base. And I was gonna show you, in case you also feel like foundation is not doing it for you, this might be a good alternative. First thing, it's 2 steps. Well, I did moisturizer. And then, oh my God, that almost fell in the toilet. Wow. This Ulta MD, this is the tinted sunscreen, even though it's raining today. Sunscreen, always. And then this Lumi Glow Lotion. Here's what I do, let me show you guys. This is my skin. I actually feel very confident with no makeup on as long as I have like a good skincare routine going. But I do like a finger sunscreen. I'm gonna rub that on first, after moisturizer. This Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal, like, I get the hype. I get the hype. Just be careful with it because it got on my shirt once. So I just put the cap on, make sure it's like at the bottom, and then do like a square. Watch, I've been doing this all week and right when I show you, it looks bad. But this has been a game changer for me. And I just do this instead of a foundation and then do my makeup like normal. So I still do bronzer and blush. I love a blush. What is happening out there? I think I'm right next to the housekeeping closet and so I just hear like banging randomly throughout the day. Okay, so this is the base, right? So glowy. I feel like you could do like a light coverage concealer and it might even give you a little bit more coverage than this, but I haven't been doing that. And then I'll do the rest of my makeup and show you how it looks at the end. Just do a cream bronzer, a cream blush, and then a powdered like translucent powder, and then a powdered blush. And that's just been like my go-to makeup routine and it's been 5 minutes. And the key is to set everything with this L'Oreal spray. I've had days this week where we had a breakfast meeting at 8:30 and then a dinner at 6 and I had not done anything to my makeup and I swear my makeup looked almost as good as it did in the morning after the dinner. And I think it's that spray. I think it's that spray and then not having like a heavy foundation settling into my skin that's like making the makeup look like old. I don't know, it just like, it makes me feel older when I have foundation on. I don't know how to explain it. But okay, I'll do the rest of my makeup, I'll stop yapping, and then I'll show you the final product. Okay, another thing that I have not subscribed to this summer is eyeshadow. I have not done eyeshadow once. I just do my blush on my eyelids, and I feel like that brightens them up. Again, like I feel like the eyeshadow just creases into my lids, and I don't like how it looks. Okay, and that's the final look with no foundation or concealer. And I feel like it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, it looks pretty glowy. Looks like a decent coverage, right? So that's the new routine. I'm doing that every single day this trip and I've really, really liked it. I'm not even gonna do mascara today. I don't really want to risk that with the rain. So we're pretty much ready and that took like 7 minutes, I think. My outfit's a little bit extra today, I'm not gonna lie. It's very extra for it being raining and like an exploring day, but I'm envisioning myself in this dress at my tea time this afternoon and I'm not really willing to budge on it. So I told you it was extra for a day of exploring, but this is what I envision myself drinking afternoon tea in London in. So this is what we're doing. We're in these shoes with it. We're gonna just pray. I have these little things I'm gonna put on my heels to hopefully prevent blisters, but we'll just see how it goes. And then if I maybe see some shoes along the way today, I might buy a new pair, but we're ready. We're ready to go. The dress is from Abercrombie, as are most of my dresses. I have the cutie little umbrella that I bought. Does this have a tag on it? Let me rip the tag off. Then I bought this smaller like card holder purse to replace this thing because things are just getting lost in here. A portable charger, body spray that I've been liking from Bath & Body Works. Actually, and then what else is in here? Chapstick. I'm gonna bring a water bottle and I think we're good to go. No, it quite literally rained the entire day. So that was not ideal, but I honestly had the best day of exploring and I really like the route I took. So I thought a quick little voiceover would be the most efficient way to kind of walk you through the day. I accomplished so much today and I feel like I did it very efficiently. So I essentially took the tube and got off at Embankment Station. And then once you get off at Embankment Station, you just cross that little footbridge and you are right at the London Eye and this starts your South Bank walk. I stepped in a puddle that went up to my ankle. So now both my socks and shoes are soaked. We're having a good day. It's gonna be fine, it's gonna dry off. The rain is supposed to taper down as the day goes on, so we're just not letting it kill the vibe. But I'm very wet and uncomfortable right now, and my shoes are squeaking. I think I've been walking parallel to the river when I could have just been walking along the river the entire time. Which is a lot more pretty than the back alley I was just on. Yeah, so obviously I recommend walking along the river and not down a back street like I did, but regardless, I made it to Shakespeare's Globe. This was probably like a 25-minute walk from when I got off the tube. Obviously, I didn't do a tour or catch a show or anything, but as a theater kid, it was just kind of cool to see the reconstruction of the original Globe. From Shakespeare's Globe, you're about a 10-minute walk to Borough Market, and I cannot recommend doing this enough. I could have spent probably 4 hours here just trying all the goodies, people watching, walking around. There's just so much to do in this little area. So definitely plan at least a couple of hours to kind of walk through here, try some food. There's some long lines, so just like make sure you're planning ahead for this. And then these chocolate covered strawberries. It took me a while to find these. I was like walking everywhere, but I found them. The line was very long. It was worth the wait. These were probably the best. This is probably the best food I ate while I was in London, which sounds kind of crazy. It's literally strawberries with chocolate, but I don't know what kind of drugs, what kind of crack they're putting in those strawberries. They were absolutely delicious. I would love to go back with like my mom, with Chandler, with a group of people and just get a bunch of different goodies and just kind of like mix and match and try a ton of different things. Obviously, I'm one person, so I only had a couple of things, but this was just such a fun little day. After this, I ended up heading to my tea time, and this was very much a high tea. This was like a very bougie tea time. It was the one reservation I made for myself this entire trip, and if you are looking for like an elevated high tea vibe, I cannot recommend this place enough. It is called Sketch the Gallery. It's definitely like a unique little, I don't know, like artsy and immersive destination. Each room has its like own little theme. They have like violinists playing, like Bridgerton style, you know what I'm talking about? It's very, very dreamy. It's very London. So after my cute little tea moment, I walked to Regent Street, which if you are looking to spend money, there is truly no better place. Okay, there's every flagship store you could possibly think of, and the architecture along this walk is insane. Even if you're not a big shopper, this is worth it just for the beautiful and iconic like street and buildings and architecture. It's absolutely beautiful. This will bring you right to Piccadilly Circle, which has the iconic billboards. It's essentially the busy crossroad that links London's theatre and shopping districts. From here, I walked south to Haymarket Street and landed in, I'm not even going to try to say this word. I will put it on the screen. But this is essentially the route to get to Parliament Square to see Big Ben and Westminster Abbey. This is going to be an insanely crowded spot. There is no avoiding it. But right after the chaos, you can take this super peaceful walk along St. James Park. It's gorgeous, it's tree-lined, and it lands you right at Buckingham Palace. This is where I ended my day of touristy exploring. I was very surprised how walkable and pretty close together most of the major sites were. I hope this route was helpful if you're planning a little London getaway. And just like that, it is our last day here. This trip has somehow managed to fly by and also go by so slow at the same time. I don't quite know. I feel like maybe the work week part of this trip dragged on. Like that dragged on. And then I was so excited to get to the weekend. and then I feel like it's just already flying by. You could truly stay in a city for months and feel like you still haven't seen everything, but I'm ready to get home. I miss Bristol. I miss Chandler, even though I'm not gonna see Chandler for another week, even after, well, another 4 days, even after I land, because he has a work trip next week. So I fly in tomorrow, it's Monday tomorrow, I get in like late, and he's flying out a few hours earlier than me on Monday, so we're just missing each other at the airport. So I get to go home though and cuddle with Bristol and be there while he's now going on his work trip. So yeah, this was the day that I was most looking forward to. So yesterday was great. Yesterday was my day to do like the tourist thing, like go see all of the things, like appreciate the history, the culture. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna do like a voiceover of kind of the route I took yesterday, because I think it was a really solid route. The tea time was, high tea was wonderful. And I think it was a really good day. It was a long day. I think I tracked maybe 22,000 steps by the end of the day. And there was a lot of the times like I could have taken the tube, but I was like, I'm just gonna walk. I feel like you see more when you walk. And so it was a long day for sure. But today, let me go get my phone so I can like look at the specific schedule. Today we're going a little bit off the beaten path. So we're gonna start, where am I? We're gonna start around Hyde Park and Kensington Gardens. So I'll be able to see like Kensington Palace, the Diana Fountain, and then spending most of the afternoon, honestly, in Notting Hill, which I'm really excited about because that's where I wanted to go shopping. I haven't done any shopping yet on this trip, and I was kind of saving it for Notting Hill because I know they have a lot more like vintage indie shops over there, and a couple of bookstores too that I wanted to try, and that's where Portobello Road is, where all those shops are, that's really it. Like those are the two main things that I have on the agenda today, and then if I have more time in the afternoon, we'll kind of see where the day takes us. But I really wanted today to be like my chill, like my dream day really, which is going exploring a new place, shopping, bookstores, getting a coffee, lunch, things like that. Like that is my dream day, but it's not so much like a touristy day. I went this morning and tried a new place for coffee called Saint Espresso, and it was really good, but I will say I've gotten into a routine in the morning. I pretty much like, when I was working last week, I like had the same morning routine every morning. Like I would wake up, go to this same place to get a coffee, get a fruit cup at the market or something, and work from the hotel. Like that was my routine before I had like my meetings. And I found this place called Blank Space Coffee. We don't know where the original location was. I know they have a location in New York, but it's like right by my hotel, and they have this latte there called the honeycomb latte, and that thing has a hold on me. I've been here 7 days at this point. I've gotten that latte 6 out of the 7 days, okay? And I'm normally the type of gal, I'm like, I wanna try new places, I wanna go explore. It's like, no. Like I don't think there's any place that's gonna have a coffee that I like more than that one, and so I've just been going back there. I don't know what they put in there. I know it's in New York. I don't know where else it is. I imagine they have other locations, but I'm like, please open one in Nashville, please. I would stay in this little neighborhood again. I've really enjoyed where we're at. It's definitely on the outskirts, but it's so close to a tube station. It's so easy to get anywhere you want to go, and I feel like it just feels so homey here. All of the local pubs, everyone's been the best. I've ordered my coffee from the same girl at the coffee shop. I've been to the same pubs like multiple times. Same people are working there. Like everybody's just been so lovely. It really feels like a little homey neighborhood vibe, which is like what you want when you're here, especially for an extended period of time, and really easy to settle into a routine. So I will say I'm gonna miss it. I am gonna come back with my mom next spring. So kind of using this trip, because it's been a while since I've been to London, I was kind of using this trip as like a trial, so that whenever we come next time, when I'm bringing her, I'm making sure I'm taking her to like the best places and have the best routes, and it's all like very intentional. No foundation look remains top tier. I'm like on the last leg of outfits. It's literally the last day. Okay, the vibes are like garden-y, exploring different shops, bookstores, okay? So this is option one. This is just like a little cutie gingham halter top, and then I could just do like probably black jeans with this, sneakers, and then a denim jacket. I feel like you always want to have layers here just in case. Option two is just like a very classic Skylar look, which is just a very easy denim dress. So right as I turned on the camera, it started raining, which is so perfect. I'm nixing the denim jacket because I fear it smells bad. And that is one of my biggest fears, is that I'm gonna like smell bad, or like have a piece of clothing that smells bad, or like my home is gonna smell bad, and people are just gonna be thinking like, wow, that girl stinks. And it's like this joke behind my back, right? That's never happened to me. Like I've never had somebody be like, wow, you smell bad. But I think it's just like something that I'm always very hyper aware of. Like I'm always hyper aware of how I smell at all times. I always have deodorant, I always have perfume on me, and I feel like the jacket is giving off a weird stench. And I just can't be that person on the tube. I can't be the person on the tube where everybody's looking at each other like, is it that girl? So we're not gonna do a jacket. It's probably gonna be chilly, but today's all about shopping. So I hope I can find a little cardigan or something. This sounds bad, but I really do want to spend money today. Like I really want this to be the day where I come back with like some meaningful little keepsakes and trinkets and just like souvenirs of my trip. Like this is the day, this is the last day. So I want to spend money today. That's the goal. Like I want to shop. That is what today's all about. So let's do it, shall we?
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be. And I could try to just follow the swell, but I'll never find this anywhere else. To all those places on the wall, and none come close to this, I'm sure. You try to say the sunrise the same, but tell me, have you ever danced in the rain? And I could try to just follow.
Just like that, it is my last morning here. I never thought this day would be here. I feel like I've like made myself at home in this little room at this point. Got my favorite coffee one last time, did another walk around like the hotel, the little route I've been doing pretty much every morning. And I'm getting packed up and I'm calling an Uber in about 30 minutes. So I thought I would film some closing remarks and then like debrief on yesterday because I realized I didn't really talk. I don't think I talked at all after the market. I didn't really do much after the market, that's the thing. I think I was just kind of ready to come back to the hotel, start to get packed and kind of like wrap up the trip. Yesterday was honestly a perfect day, especially traveling alone, because I don't think it's a day that like Chandler necessarily would have really liked. I literally just went to Kensington Garden, walked around there for, oh my gosh, I was there for so long. I feel like it was probably 2 or so hours. I just like sat by the water a little bit, watched the pond. It was like so serene, so peaceful, so beautiful. It was not overly crowded. There were times where I was on the path completely alone. Like it was very nice and different. It was like a stark contrast to the streets of London when you're like by all of the tourist attractions. And so it was honestly just really nice to kind of conclude my trip there. So I did that walk through the gardens and then that brought me right to Notting Hill, which I liked Notting Hill. I was intrigued by it because it's like the movie, you know. I was like, oh, how romantic. And so I walked to Portobello Market, which is where the iconic Hugh Grant's door is. I think it's like the bookstore door in the movie. And so I saw the door and that was great and cool. But I think the market in general, insane market, like huge vintage antique style market. So if that's your vibe, you would love it. Again, it's not Chandler's vibe, so like I'm glad I did those things when I'm kind of here just traveling by myself. I feel like this is my issue with markets like that. This is not just that market, it's like thrift stores in the US as well. It's like when I go, I get so overwhelmed by all that there is, and then I have these moments when I pick things out. I'm like, is that cute, or is it just like the atmosphere that I'm in that makes me like it, you know? And so it's like hard for me to kind of decipher what is like cute and what I'm gonna actually use and stuff. And so I didn't get a ton from the market, but I did get the iconic, oh, come here, girl. I did get the iconic souvenir bag, the Notting Hill shopping bag. And then I got two little, I'm not gonna unpack these because the lady wrapped them up so nice, but they're like little tiny espresso ceramic mugs that are so cute. I'll put a photo of them. And she made them herself. And so I got two of these as my little souvenir. Looking back, I wish I would have maybe like looked at the jewelry a little bit more, looked at the watches, because they had so much stuff there, so much stuff there. Beautiful scarves. beautiful like photos and paintings and stuff. Like there was so much there. I was just overwhelmed, I'll admit. But they had a lot there, so I would recommend that if you're especially like solo traveling and you're just like looking for a day outside of the city to just relax and like kind of hang to yourself, do shopping. It was a really lovely day. And then I took the tube to the London Bridge because I just wanted to see it one more time. It is truly an iconic, breathtaking view. And so I just sat there by the bridge for a little bit before coming home. And then I just grabbed Nando's right by my hotel and was back in my room by like 7 p.m. And I started to edit this video actually. And so I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit lonely, I will say. I'm usually fine, like during the days, eating breakfast by myself, lunch by myself is totally fine. It's honestly the dinners that are tougher if you want to like go to a sit-down restaurant. Unless you find like a bar seat, which I've noticed not a lot of places here have bar seats to just like sit at and order food. I feel like it's a little bit odd when you go to like a sit-down restaurant and sit at a table by yourself here. I do this when I travel in the US all the time for work, and I've never noticed anybody like looking at me or anybody, I don't know. I've never noticed it being weird in the US, but like for some reason here, it's been like weirder for me. And I don't know if it's like, it's in my head or if I'm actually feeling like people are like looking at me, right? I started to notice it when I was doing afternoon tea by myself on Saturday. Multiple times like the wait staff would come over and be like, so you're not waiting on anybody? And I'm just like, nope, literally just me. Like it's just me, it's just me. And then at the end, the like manager came over and she was like, I love eating by myself too. Like she like was just like trying to make me feel better. And I was like, I would just appreciate it if you didn't comment on it. Like we're good here, but I just feel like it was like a topic of conversation like with the wait staff, which I know they didn't mean anything by it, but it just like got me in my head about it. But other than that, like traveling by myself, exploring during the day has been honestly really lovely. And I am a very independent person, but I think the dinners is when I want somebody to like debrief about the day with. Obviously I was here the whole week with my boss, but like that's different, you know, when you're with like your coworker or when you're with like clients, like you're not really yourself there. It's not like a comforting feeling to like relax at dinner and chat. So yeah, the evenings have been probably the toughest part, and like not even bad, but just like when I felt the loneliest or when it's like been evident to me that I'm alone has been like evenings or when I'm trying to do dinner. So I know that this has been, I'm actually not quite sure because I didn't get super far into editing, but I'm sure this has been chatty. I'm sure this has probably been all over the place. My goal was to just like film whatever I could, not put pressure on myself. So I hope it comes together. I hope you liked it. As always, if you've made it to the end, which I don't know how long this video is, but if you're here right now, it means the world to me. Like truly it means the world. Thank you for keeping me company on this trip, and I will see you back in Nashville.